Welcome. My name is Barney Reese. I am the author of How Blessed You Are in God's Promises. Today we want to talk to you a little bit more about the concept of the universe. Now this is going to be a little different than I usually do. What happens when somebody mistreats you? They've wronged you. You feel like your world's ending. They may have embarrassed you. They may have talked bad about you. Maybe they have got angry with you and you said words you shouldn't have said to each other. You may have done something that cost you a lot of money and they didn't keep their end of the bargain. There's just people that are sorry. And there's people that really are here to try to mistreat you sometimes. We all meet them, guys and girls. We think they're going to change, and they never change. They just get worse and worse and worse. Don't give it energy. Whatever you focus on manifests into your life. That will be your experience. Instead, be like Yosemite Sam on Bugs Bunny, the cartoons we watched when we was a kid. Stomp on your hat, put it back on your head, and go on with your life. Don't let somebody run your parade. Because what you're doing is you're blocking your blessings by holding on to this. There's always going to be somebody out there that beats you. Now here's the thing, in this cosmos, you never get to beat anybody. It's called karma, and it will come to you at the least moment. And I don't care where you're at. You can be the President of the United States. A good example of karma was I think it was Philip Morris, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it was one of the big cigarette companies. They had a daughter. She was one of the wealthiest women in the world, but she was one of the most sickly women in the world. She had every kind of element that you could possibly have, but she was still alive. So just keep that in mind when you want to beat somebody. Just keep that in mind when you're going to con somebody. Just keep that in mind when you're doing something to stab one of your brothers or sisters in the back. Keep this in mind. You're all connected to your Creator. Whether you like it or not, you can't break free. That's how you was made. What you can do is you can make this a better world. You can make this heaven on earth. For those who go to church or any kind of religious organization, whether it be Buddhism, whatever the case may be, focus on you. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and emotionally. When you learn to control your emotions, you become a very powerful person. Whether you know it or not, those who learn to control their emotions are better fighters, they're better lovers, they're better everything, because they have learned to use it as energy. Understand, you are made of energy. 30 trillion cells, a heart that feels magnetic field, and a mind, 15 supercomputers. But if somebody keeps wronging you and they don't want to change their ways, let them go. Remember, if you wrap a rope around your wrist, it will take the circulation off your wrist. If you was being pulled off a mountain, would you stay with that rope? Did you know there's people that's lost their fingers and their hands holding on to something too long? Yeshua, or Jesus, said it best. He says, those who murder or any kind of thing in the mind have already committed the sin, the act of doing it. So you ponder on something, I'm going to get even, I'm going to get even. Just wait. And when you get the opportunity, strike now. That means pop that person in the mouth if they want to act that stupid way. End this as quickly as it started. Do not let it fester. Because what you're doing is you're allowing somebody to run on your parade. It raises your blood pressure. It raises your heart rate. It makes you angry all the time. Anger is a wonderful thing. When a child's trapped underneath the car and the mother picks up that car to get that child out from underneath that against all odds, that's anger. That's adrenaline pumping. Anger is a wonderful thing when you're underneath something and it's got to come off of you. It's there for a quick burst of energy, not to hold on to it. You know, the Incredible Hulk's a good example because he says, I'm angry all the time. Don't do that. It'll only kill you. It will cause you to have major elements to your body. Your body is a fine-tuned machine if you choose it to be. And those people who have anger issues, which I'm one of them, You have to learn to channel that energy into something positive. You don't get rid of it, you just channel it. In my case, I lift weights. In my case, I go to martial arts. In my case, I do push-ups and sit-ups and crunches and things of that nature to get in shape and to get better at everything that I do. You make this life what you want it to be. Some of you will go and do mighty things, or you'll let anger take over and spend the rest of your life in prison because you couldn't get over somebody that didn't want to be with you no more, and they decided to cheat on you and find somebody else. Let that go. Like I said, you don't have to kill somebody. You can maim them, but don't kill them. I don't believe we have the right to take anybody's life, but then there's times I wonder, maybe they need to go home early. So it's depending on what the situation is and what they've done. But I will tell you this, don't hold on to that anger regardless. Face those moments as they come. Don't even open your bills until you're able to pay them. And when you get paid, be like a small child. You was able to pay your bills. What you're telling the universe is you want more of being able to pay your bills. You was able to smile. You was able to laugh. You was able to that. Don't get around negative people and you won't have this problem. Even if you go to a bar or a club and you feel that energy is negative, get up and leave. Don't say nothing. If there's no energy in the room, then leave. That happens to me all the time. And if I don't feel the energy, I get up and leave. I don't even want to be there if there's no energy in the room. I don't care how far I've driven or where I'm supposed to be. It's stupid. Life is too short to be holding on to things with no energy. 50 Cent was right when he said, if there's no energy, I get up and leave. And he did. He would leave bad situations, the gangster, before they ever broke out. He wouldn't be there. He would make sure the party stayed the party, but if the party got to where there wasn't no party no more, he'd get up and leave. These are things that you do. And you don't have to drink heavily to have a good time. And if you think you do, it becomes a crutch that is hard to break sometimes. Keep that in mind. I'm not against you having a drink, but just remember, it's poison in large quantities. It's got a lot of sugar in it if you're drinking liquor. Beer's got a lot of calories. If you're trying to lose weight and you're working all week long and you go and drink 4 or 5 beers, you done drink 400 or 500 calories. So keep that in mind. It does have psyllium in it, which I think is a good thing in beer. And certain beers are better than others. Some people don't like to taste the beer. Some people want to drink every day. Some people make this their habit and this is all they do. It's sad because life is short and one day you will not be here. Take advantage of your time. You got 86,400 seconds, 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year. You have 400 billion bytes of thoughts per second. You have 60 to 70,000 thoughts. So you tell me what you're going to be thinking about and what you're going to be doing, but don't let somebody run on your parade. Don't add fire. Don't add oil or gasoline to a fire to make it bigger. Because when you do, all you're doing is hurting yourself in the end. Like I said, learn to pop somebody in the mouth or be like Yosemite Sam, snatch your head off your head and stomp on it, and then wrap it back up and throw it back on your head. When you get this mindset and this concept, you will never be the same person again. And every day is a new day. If you have a sorry boss, start imagining that it's the greatest boss in the world. Try to find something good about that person. They may be going through a divorce. They may have never had nobody ever there. They may think that being the way they are, all ill-tempered and in bad mood, they may have a bad day. They may have a bad week. You don't know. Their wife may be cheating on them. Their kids may be abusing them at home, and this is the only time they have authority. Try to look at people's ways instead of just jumping on them. But don't become a doormat for nobody. Don't let somebody run over you. Don't let somebody mistreat you. And if it comes down to that, then you and them need to go and end it. You need to go outside, and you need to be man and women, and you need to just end it. What I mean by that is go out there and fight. Win or lose, it'll be over. As always, love yourself, for you truly are well loved. Thank you, and goodbye.